I'll put you in mute as of now, Radhika. Whenever you have any doubts, you can just unmute yourself. Yeah, good. Thank you. So first we'll have a workspace, then we'll have a project, then we'll have a package, then we will have a class or Java files. Okay, so first we'll create the workspace. Now we'll create the project. First, for that, go to file, new project, then go to Java project, click on next. Then I'll give the project name learning Java. Then I'll give Java SE 1.7, click on finish. Then it will be saying that actually I will be changing the UI. Are you okay with that? Yes. So now actually related to Java, core Java contents, everything will be accessed here. So I'll close the unwanted windows here. So now we are done with the workspace and project. Now we are going to create the package. Right click on the source folder. Go to new package. Then give the package name as first pack. So usually package name should be start with the small letters. Otherwise it gives me a warning over there. So I'm starting with the small letter. First pack, click on finish. Then after that, now again right click on the first pack. Okay, new, give the class. Then give the class name. So usually give the package name here. For example, starts with the capital letter. That is also just a warning if you're not starting. Okay, for example, I'll give Java learning. It gives me a warning. If I start with a capital letter, there'll not be any warning here. So I gave it. Then click on default. Then click on public static void main. Okay, so click on default and then click on the public static void main checkbox. Click on finish. Okay, we have it here. So I'll just as of now change the font size. Okay, so when we create the class, we will be getting information as first, what's my package name, then this class name, then we clicked on the checkbox public static void main, so we'll have this public static void main, this checkbox information also. So that's what we will be having here. Okay, then here. So first we'll print hello world. So hello world. So first I'm going to print, okay, anything that you want to execute that should be inside this main function, then only it can be executed. Okay, then I'll give right click, run as Java application. It will print hello world. Okay, so this is how to normally to execute a program. Okay, so I'll create another program, right click, new class. Then I'll give my information. So variables, click on default. Then I forgot to click on the main function. So click on, so if I click on public, the only thing extra what is going to come is the public keyword. Click on finish. If you see here, extra public will come. If you click on default, I'll not be getting this information. That's the only difference here. Okay. So I gave public class variables here. Then if I want the main function, type main control space enter. So we got this. Next, I want to create variables. So there are two types of variables that are available. One is a global variable. One is a global variable. Another one is a local variable. Global variable, again, it's been separated into two types. Okay, they are, one is static, another one is non-static. Static variable, the another one is non-static variable. These are the two things. Okay, so any variable that has been declared inside the function is called as a local variable. Any variable that have been declared and initialized, okay, inside the functions are called as a local variable. Any variable that are declared outside the function are called as global variables. Okay, any variables that are declared outside the functions are called as global variables. Okay, global variables is of two types. One is static, another one is non-static. If you have a keyword called static, that's called as a static variable. Okay, if you don't have a keyword called static, that's called as a non-static variable. That's the only difference. Clear for everyone? Okay, so how I can access all these variables? So local variable I can access directly with the variable name. Right click, run as Java application. That gets me. So I'll just drag and drop here. That gets me my local variable. Same thing, static variables, it is usually referred with the help of the class name. Variables, sorry, variables dot a. Okay, this is how the static variables are accessed. If it's a non-static variable, we need to create an object. So to create an object, we have to type new variables. This will help me to create the object. So I need to give a name for the object. So for that, I need to give obj1 is equal to new variables. So usually for the variables, data types are the reference. Same thing if it is for the objects, my class name is the reference here. So what this step will do means, new variables will help me to create the object. Then obj1 will be the object name. Then these variables will be my class, will be my reference. Says to the object, load only the global members of variables class. That's what it's going to do. Clear? So now, if I want to refer the non-static variable, I need to use this. So obj1 dot. If you see, I can access the B and then A variable both. So that is, once we create the object, all the global members are loaded. Global members are what? My static, non-static variables, functions. Okay, all the members, variables, and then functions, everything will be loaded. That's what B, A, even my main function also is loaded. So now I'll access the B variable here. Then next, so obj1 dot A, that is, static members can be accessed through object name also. Then we have CISO A. Static members can be accessed in three ways. One with help of the class name, one with help of the object name, another one directly with help of the variable name also. In all these three ways, I can access this static variables here. Clear? Everyone understood? Any questions for anyone, guys? Okay, let me run it. See, first I, which is my local variable, is 100. Then my static variable I'm accessing through the class name variables.a, that is 10. Then I'm creating an object. So when I create the object, what will happen? For me, all the global members are loaded. All my variables and then functions, which is of static and non-static, everything will be loaded. Then through the object reference, I'm accessing the non-static variable b, which is 20. Then also my static variable, so 20 and 10. And finally, static variable I'm accessing through help of the variable name also. That's what. This is how variables can be accessed. Clear? So the next. So we have seen about variables here. Next, we'll see about the usage of if conditions and then after that loops. Then we'll go with the functions usage. So first we'll see if conditions. I'll make it as default public static void main. Click on finish. So what is this if conditions here? Means I have integer a is equal to 100, integer b is equal to 200. Okay, so here I'll have if, okay, a, I'll have one more thing, variable integer c is equal to 300. If a is greater than b, please execute me this block. So a is greater than b. Otherwise, else if check whether b is greater than a. So b is greater than a. Next, I'll have another condition. Else if I can also give multiple conditions to be matched. How I can give that means so simple. If a is less than b and then b is less than c, execute this one. So here we cannot use directly and. Instead of that, that is I'm saying I want these both should be matched. Then you execute me this block. So for this, instead of and, I need to give ampersand ampersand. That means it says that actually what these both should be matched. Then only you execute me this block. Then again I have else if a is less than b or b is less than c, execute me this block. So instead of using or, I can use this two pipe symbols. That gives me that actually what this is for me. It is actually what I'm just giving an information. Any one condition matches also give me the output. Any one condition matches also give me the output. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so a is less than b and b is less than c. This one, a is less than b or b is less than c. Now another one also we have else if b is not equal to c, then execute me this block. These are the different types of conditions we will be seeing. Understood? So mostly we will be going with actually what this multiple type of functions and then not equal to all these things. Clear? Any questions for anyone on this stuff? Anyone has any questions? Any questions for anyone, guys? Clear na? Good, super. So now we'll execute this program. Right click, run as Java application. It's printing me B is greater than A because first A is 100, B is 200. 100 is greater than 200? No. So this will not execute me this block. Then goes here, B is greater than A. B is 200, A is 100. 200 is greater than A, greater than 100? Yes. So execute me this block. If this is not matching, it goes and checks for the next else if. Then finally, in case none of the else if conditions are matched, I can say execute me this else block. So nothing matches. Okay, what this else block will do means, okay, if none of my if conditions or else if conditions are matched, but somehow I need to execute some steps, means those steps I can give it over there under the else condition, so that will be executed for me here. That's the only thing. Clear? This is about if else conditions. Next, we have loops. So loops, we have different concepts. So we'll see one by one. So the first loop which came into the industry is while loop. Okay, loops is what means if I want to execute some set of statements multiple times. Okay, I want to execute the same set of statements multiple times means I can go with the loops here. So how loops works means, okay, how loops works here we'll see. So integer a, integer I is equal to 1 I'll have. Then here I just need to execute hello world for 5 times. I can just give here in the loops like this. Usually what we need to do is hello world. I will print the same statement for 5 times. This will give the same thing using the loops. If I want to do, how I can do means it's simple. While my I value is less than or equal to 5, execute me this block. That is, till my I value is less than or equal to 5, you have to execute me this block for multiple times. Here I'll just give it, so hello world. Here I'll give I plus plus. This I plus plus is what means simple increment the I value by 1. Now it is 1. When it comes over here, the I value will become as 2. Okay. So when the execution starts, so what will happen? So first comes here, while I value is less than or equal to 5. Yes. I value is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Comes inside and prints me hello world. Then comes here. Now what will happen? My I value will be incremented to 2. Then comes out, prints, checks me. 2 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. 2 is less than or equal to 5. Comes inside, prints me hello world. Then here I plus plus. Now it will become as 3. Now 3 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then prints me hello world. Then it becomes as 4. Then 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Now it will get me 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, comes inside, prints me hello world. And then I will be incremented to 5. Like that, step by step, it goes and then checks me whether I value is less than or equal to 5. So once it crosses 5, it will print hello world. Then I value will become as 6. Okay. So now what will happen right now for me? I plus plus now it will become as 6 here. Okay. So totally it become as 6. Then if I right click run as Java application, it will print me hello world. So once it comes 6 comes out of the while loop. 6 is not less than or equal to 5, so comes out of the loop. That's what it's going to do. Clear? Anyone has any questions on this? Everyone understood this? Okay, cool. Now, in case if my I value is 10, when you right click and then run it, it is not executing the loop once also. Can you see? It's not executing the loop once also. I'll just give you while loop will be started. While loop will be started printing, but the while loop is not executing. The problem is if my condition does not match once also, the loop will not be executed for me. Okay. In order to clear this, okay, how we can do is so simple. We can use the help of the do while loop. The only thing. So I'll copy the same steps. What I will do, okay. So do while loop will be started. I'm going to give here. I'm just going to give the same information. This while loop information, I'll just cut and paste here. Here I will give 2. Okay, that's the only change I'm going to give. So here in the while loop, always it checks for the condition, then only the execution will be started. Okay, always checks for the condition, then only the execution will be started for us. But the same thing in the do while loop, what will happen means first it will run the loop at least once, then only it will check the condition. At least once the loop will be running, then only it checks for the condition here. That's what. Okay, when you right click run as Java application, see while loop will be started. Then after that, this is condition is not matching, but it goes here. Do while loop started. So here before checking the condition, at least once it will be executed. Then only checks for the condition. So that's why once hello world is executed, then after that it's not been there. Same thing. If I have my, I'll comment this. If my I value is 1, the execution process will be same only. So what will happen first time? It goes hello world. Then I value will be incremented from 1 to 2. Then 2 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, 2 is less than or equal to 5. Then comes here. Hello world. I value will be 3. Then 3 is less than 5. Then prints it 4. 4 is less than 5. Yes. Then 5. 5 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, comes inside. Then finally when it comes as 6, 6 is not less than or equal to 5, comes out of it. This is the difference between while loop and do while loop. So how we use this information here in our Selenium? Okay, so we have some set of statements that need to be executed. For example, I am going to do an automation. So there, first I'll be checking for the header is present or not. Okay, if the header is present, I want to execute the loop for 5 times. Okay, then only actually what I'll be executing means, so what I will do, at least actually once I need to check whether actually what inside some statements over there. So go for the do while loop. Another one, so it's like first itself check whether there are 5 checkboxes are there. If it is there, then after that you start to execute my while loop. Okay, but in the do while loop, first at least execute once, then only check for the conditions. Those places you go for the do while loop. So we use both while loop and then do while loop in our Selenium process always. Most of the times we come for that. Okay. So then next, this is while loops. So next we'll go for the for loops. So for loop is actually a traditional loop which came into the industry after the usage of the while loop and do while loop. So while loop and do while loops, they had a problem. What that means? In case if I forgot to give the increment, so what will happen means when I right click run as Java application, it becomes as an infinite loop here. That's a big challenge of using the while loop or do while loop. In order to avoid that, they came with the for loop usage. What this for loop will do is at the starting stage itself, see, for integer I is equal to 1. Okay, so what are the things that we are using in 1? We are using the initialization of the value, because if this is there, then only based on that only the loop is going to start. Then my condition, then my increment. So these three things are important, they felt. Without this, you cannot run the loop. So they made that information as mandatory for the loops to start. Then I'll give I is less than or equal to 5. Then I plus plus. Okay. So integer I is equal to 1. We have I is less than or equal to 5. That is my condition. Then I plus plus. Then here I can give my increment or decrement usage. Okay. So here I'm going to give so hello world. Right click run as Java application. So this also 5 times. So what will happen here is, so first I'll have my for loop. So integer I is equal to 1. I is less than or equal to 5. Now it will check for my condition whether my I value is less than or equal to 5. Then after that I plus plus, it will increment for me. Okay. This is how it will work. Yeah. So it checks for my first checks the initialization will be done. Then my condition, then it will increment or decrement here. Based on that, it will be running. So always that increment will happen for the second instance. So that means first my I value is 1. Okay. Then I is less than or equal to 5. So what will happen now? It checks here. 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Comes inside the loop and prints me hello world. Next time when the loop starts, then I value will be incremented to 2. Now it will check 2 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Hello world. Okay. Then after that, 3 is less than or equal to 5. Hello world. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Hello world. 5 is less than or equal to 5. Prints me hello world. Finally, when it comes as 6, 6 is less than or equal to 5. No, comes out of the for loop here. That's what. Okay, this is how the for loop will be used. Clear? Any questions from your end, Radhika? You understood? Any questions from your end? Clear for you now? Cool. So with this, I'll stop as of now. Okay. So again, we'll start our session by 7:05. You can take a 10-minute break. Okay. So again, we will be continuing with the loops in this regular session. Okay. By 7:05, we'll again connect that. Okay. Any question from your end? No, no. Cool. Okay. So we'll again connect by 7:05. Okay. Thank you. Let's stop the recording.